What's up, man? I want to talk about the video that Zone 6 did about Deontay Wilder. The video that Zone 6 did about Deontay Wilder. He made some great points, man. First of all, go subscribe to Zone 6. The, he got some good points, man. Made some good points. Very thoughtful on his dissertation about boxing and other sports. Actually, I want to get a boxing, not a boxing show, but a sports show, and have Zone 6 partner up with me and another guy. But this is my pitch to Zone 6. This is my dude. We've been talking for about what 5 years about boxing and all this other stuff and countless of other sports. But like I said, he made some great points about Deontay Wilder. His first point was to the boxing supporters or the fans per se about holding these fighters accountable. I agree with that totally, because I made a statement about Wilder. I think about a couple months ago, I made a video, and I stated that Wilder should have fought. He should have fought Dillian White. Now Wilder's parameters to fighting Dillian White was he wanted Joshua to be included into the contract, and I stated that you should not fight another fighter based upon an agreement that you get a fighter after that. You should fight. You should fight Dillian White because Dillian White is a player in the heavyweight division, and you should clear him out, because when you're the heavyweight champion as Deontay Wilder is, for as long as Deontay Wilder has been, he's supposed to take on any and every challenge possible that he can take on. Why he's an active fighter. And Dillian White had built himself back up after the Joshua loss back into contention. And I believe Dillian White, he probably, if he's not in the top 10 of heavyweights, he's definitely in the top 15 of heavyweights. And he was a formidable opponent for Wilder in this sense. He's from the UK. Wilder's from the US. Like Zone said, it's a US versus the UK thing. Like he said, it's no disrespect. It's just what a country from another, a great fighter from another country, that's a heavyweight champion in Deontay Wilder, fighting a contender from another country, which is the UK. And we know the history between the UK and the US. So to me, he should have went over there and knocked him out on the UK soil. In that stadium that they have the car frosh sold out and all that stuff, I believe they would have came close to selling out that stadium simply because Wilder is from the US and Dillian White is from the UK. And the UK fans are going to get behind their fighters. They have been known to get behind their fighters. They got behind Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis, Prince Nassim Hamed, Kell Brook, Amir Khan. So they get behind their guy. So Wilder should have went over there and knocked the man out. You will get a lot of the UK fans if you knock Deontay Wilder out. Knock Dillian White out, simply because those fans, they love boxing. Yes, they will be upset that you beat their guy, but you will gain a lot of respect. And that is on a path of Deontay Wilder becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. Because it's the heavyweight championship of the world, like Deontay Wilder stated. He stated that it's not the heavyweight champion of America, it's heavyweight champion of the world. So you have to go take on the world comers too. Not only the fighters in your country, a lot of the US fighters kind of stake they claim in the US, but it's called the world heavyweight champion. And you just got to go take on all comers, man. It's just, it is what it is. Now, a lot of Deontay Wilder's hardcore supporters did not want Deontay Wilder to take that fight because they said they didn't want Eddie Hearn running the show, running everything. Listen, man, like like Zone adequately stated in his, his breakdown of Wilder. And to me, it wasn't malicious talk about Wilder. It was real talk about what Wilder giving some advice on his standpoint of what Wilder can do to enhance himself. Because by fighting Dillian White, yes, eventually he's going to get Anthony Joshua. Eventually, he's going to get Anthony Joshua. Look, I want the fight right away. Everybody wants the fight right away, right? But if he had to take other steps and beat other credible opponents before he gets to Anthony Joshua, then he should do that. He should be willing to do that. No matter if Eddie Hearn is running the promotion or Al Heyman is running the promotion. Deontay Wilder says he's a free agent. None of them, all of the fighters on PBC say they don't have a contract with Al Heyman or Showtime or anything like that. So he should be able to go on any platform as long as he's getting paid. As long as he's getting paid good, he should go on any platform and be willing to fight any other fighter of significance and a threat to his throne. Period, point blank. Like I said, his hardcore fans, they are very emotional, too over emotional in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Deontay Wilder, don't do that, don't sell yourself out. Man, listen, Deontay Wilder, it's your career. Yes, the fans are helping the sport with the funds that they generate through the system of the boxing. Yes, they are. But you can't have all of all every time. Like I say, kids expect to have all of all. Grown adults understand that you cannot have all of all. Deontay Wilder, you can't expect to have Joshua on a contract along with fighting Dillian White. And the only way you're going to fight Dillian White, Joshua has to be on a contract. No, that's not how it works. You beat Dillian White, you knock him out in the UK, guess what? The fans in the UK are hollering even more for the Joshua Wilder fight. Even more. Because they're going to want Joshua to get revenge on you. They're going to say, Joshua, hold on. He's coming over here. He beat Dillian White. And if he beat other people in the UK, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does the second fight versus Fury in the UK? If he started beating the UK heavyweights, guess what? Their best heavyweight they're going to force him by hook or by crook to go seek revenge on Deontay Wilder. But like I said, it's too much emotional. It's not an emotional thing. It's about getting your legacy intact. Another point he made was Deontay Wilder should have embraced, like he said, he should have embraced the patriotic way of wearing American, shorts, whatever the flag or whatever's on it, and going over there and fighting Dillian White. That way, you get the U.S. behind you, because yes, boxing is not a main sport in America anymore. The main reason why I think boxing is not a main sport in America is because people have to fight and bite and claw and scratch for the fights that they want to see. If boxing gave the fans the fights they want to see on a more consistent basis, boxing will be an acquired taste for America. Because like I said, it's football over here, it's baseball, it's hockey, it's tennis, it's all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying, that we have at our fingertips. And people love combat sports. Combat sports to human nature, they love to see a two men or women, whatever, go at it in a combat way. And because that boxing doesn't have a schedule, boxing doesn't have a main commission, no one is commissioning or looking after the sport in a way of a constructive way where we can say, well, you're gonna get this amount of money for fighting this amount of level opponent. And if you did it that way, fighters will fight an opponent that can make them the most money. Then you will flip it. You will flip it to, instead of fighters fighting opponent for a lot of money and fighting a lesser opponent, they will have to fight a opponent that generates the kind of money that they want, the kind of funds that they are seeking. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, boxing will be in a better place if we got the fights that we wanted to see. Because the hardcore boxing fans is not enough to shed a big light on boxing. You need casual fans. You need casual fans. And then you can turn a lot of them casual fans into hardcore boxing fans. But you cannot get that unless they start given the fights that the fans want to see. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, Zone made some great points, man. He made a point that Deontay Wilder should be more of a advocate of supporting, you know, the people that support him. Now, I'm not saying I'm not getting into the man pockets. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's giving money here and there. But if he states that he wants to be a heavyweight champion of the world, you know what I'm saying? And you have to first be the heavyweight champion of your own country in the sense of in every facet, as far as lending yourself, to worthy causes. He's probably doing that. I don't know. The Alabama thing. Now I did see a video where Deontay Wilder talked and spoke with the Alabama players before some game. But he should have been connecting himself to Alabama football. Alabama been dominant for the last 6-7 years. Alabama has been dominant as long as Deontay Wilder has been a heavyweight champion. So he should have been embraced and he should have been on that Alabama thing. That's why I say Al Heyman. People praise Al Heyman. Look, I don't know Al Heyman. I seen him once. I believe that was the guy that hugged. They hugged Floyd Mayweather after the Conor McGregor fight. If you go look at that fight, you go see when Floyd Mayweather went to the back room, he hugged someone. I believe that was Al Heyman he hugged. But Al Heyman doesn't talk. He doesn't speak. The fighters at the PBC are not being promoted well. Now, people get on Bob Arum, they get on Eddie Hearn. But Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn are promoting their fighters, y'all. They are doing what promoters do. Eddie Hearn has essentially... Because people hate Eddie Hearn so much in the YouTube community, or if you want to call yourself LDBC, that people are making videos after videos after videos about Eddie Hearn, about their hate on Eddie Hearn. And guess what that's doing? That's giving Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua free publicity in America. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are just as big in America as Deontay Wilder. Like it or not, they are just as popular, because over here, every time you look on your search engine, it's about Eddie Hearn. It's about Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn is a great promoter. I keep on telling people this. It's not about your emotional. People want to get emotional about it. Oh, man, he sucked. No, he doesn't suck, man. He's a great promoter because he has made himself a magnet to the boxing community, man. You look on anybody's boxing pages, they talking about Eddie Hearn. They talking about Anthony Joshua. And like they say in entertainment, as long as you talking about me, good, bad, or indifference, I am getting the publicity. And Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua are getting the publicity. And people want to talk about, oh, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Look, Anthony Joshua has to be blamed for the Wilder fight not happening, not Eddie Hearn. Deontay Wilder has to be blamed for the fight not happening, not Al Heyman or whoever, Shelly Finkel or whoever behind him. None of these promoters should not be a blame for none of these fights happening. It's the fighters. You hire the promoters. They are your promoters. They work for you. If the fight is not happening, it's because of the fighter not 100% in making the fight happen. Guess what happened when Leonard Ellerby said, when Leonard Ellerby said, well, Floyd Mayweather wanted the fight with your guy Ricky Hatton. When Ricky Hatton, I remember seeing the fight when Ricky Hatton had the fight against Jose Luis Castillo. When he stopped Jose Luis Castillo, he got on the microphone and said, this fight was more exciting than any other fight that Mayweather had in his career. Leonard Ellerby stated that Mayweather seen that and said, make the fight. He said, make the fight. So fighters can get the fight made if they're 100% into it. if a fighter is not if two fighters are not 100% of making the fight is not going to get made, man. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, Zone made some great points. Go look at his video, man. I listened to the whole 20-something minutes of it. It has some great points in there. Now, a lot of people will look at the video and say, "Oh, how can you say this about Wilder? What about Joshua?" Like he said, Wilder is our heavyweight champion, our American heavyweight champion. So we are going to be critical on him. I'm pretty sure people in the UK are critical about Anthony Joshua, but we can't worry about that. We have to hold Deontay Wilder to a high standards because I think Wilder can beat Joshua. I mean, it's going to be a tough fight, but I think Wilder can prevail. So that's why, like Zone stated, that's why you have to be critical of Deontay Wilder if you're an American, if you're from America. And like I said, Deontay Wilder has some fault in this too. Deontay Wilder has fault in this. A lot of his hardcore supporters are trying to levy all the fault off of Deontay Wilder. When I stated before, you can't have all the time. You can have all of some, and that's just life. You can have some of all most of the time. Very rarely do you get all of all. And that's just life, man. That's just life. Like I said, kids expect to get all of all. Adults understand that you cannot get all of all. And Deontay Wilder should have knocked out Dillian Whyte. Should have fought Dillian Whyte and knocked him out. That would have been a great look. That would have been a great look. He could have created animosity towards Joshua and his supporters in the UK because they looking at it like, you let this dude come on UK soil and knock out one of our main heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to fight Deontay Wilder? You're not going to go get that revenge? So it's ways you can do things. You have to look at the long term. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Deontay Wilder hardcore supporters are looking at the short term. They're not looking at the long term. The long term is beat the guys that are main threats. Get to Joshua. You're going to get to Joshua. You're going to get to Joshua. Not call him scared and he's a pussy, he's this, he's that. The man wouldn't be in boxing if he was scared. Neither one of these guys are scared of each other. So people need to stop that. Just stop it. They're not scared of each other, y'all. Stop it. Stop it. Like I said, let me see. I understand what you're trying to say, but this is for Undisputed. They need to fight. Yes, we understand they need to fight. We understand that they need to fight. But what y'all need to understand is he could have still, because there's other fights to be had other than them two fighting. Let's not just put everything into one fight. That's what we did with the whole Mayweather Pacquiao thing. We put so much into one fight for 5 years that when the fight finally happened, it did not live up to expectations. Let's stop putting all our eggs in one basket as supporters of boxing. And let's support boxing across the board. Because when we support boxing across the board, as we're waiting on fights, we can appreciate other fights. We got Canelo versus Danny Jacobs coming up. No one's talking about that. We got Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. No one's really talking about that because they so incensed on the Tyson Fury Wilder situation. You know what I'm saying? And word about Fury getting a contract from ESPN. That's great that he got a contract from ESPN. Why isn't everybody talking about that countless of times and saying, oh, that's going to have something, Fury shouldn't sign with ESPN and Bob Arum partner up with Bob Arum because that's going to derail the fight. No, it's not going to derail the fight because Fury is still saying he wants to fight Wilder. He's still saying, I want to fight Wilder. And Wilder is still saying he wants to fight Fury. So if those two guys want to fight, they're going to fight, ladies and gentlemen. It has nothing to do with Fury signing no new deal. Period, point blank. Stop using that as an excuse. It's not going to be an excuse. I'm not going to accept that as an excuse. Like I said, the guys can fight. So what's enough for Deontay Wilder if this man has offered him up to a possible 40%, and that ain't enough for Deontay? What now? Deontay chase after no belts for Fury makes no sense. Like I said, whatever. Listen, if Deontay Wilder have to take a haircut to fight Anthony Joshua, just beat Anthony Joshua. Because in the past, fighters have to had some fighters just had to take haircuts. Floyd Mayweather took a haircut when he fought Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya got the lion's share. But what did Mayweather do? Mayweather seen the long game. He beat Oscar De La Hoya, and look how it turned out for Floyd. Now I'm not saying people gonna make as much money as Floyd, but what I'm saying is this: if Deontay Wilder takes a haircut versus Joshua, beat Joshua, then it's gonna be a rematch clause. He may have to beat him twice, then beat him twice. Guess what? Wilder get to call all the shots on any other fight after that. That's just what it is. Or they can have in a contract, okay, I'm going to take a haircut the first fight. If I beat you in this fight, whoever win this fight, the other person got to take a haircut in the second fight. That's just what that is too. So, like I said, man, sometimes you have to be willing to sacrifice something, man, to get what you want. And Deontay Wilder, listen, if you listen to this video, you may not listen to the video. Anybody listen to this video that have some conversation with Wilder, tell him that look at the long game. Take a haircut. Because if I think I could beat somebody, and the only way, and the only thing is in between us is I have to take a haircut, I'm going to take the haircut, go beat him up. Second fight, I call the shots, beat him up again, and guess what? I'm the man. That's how Wilder got to look at it. Because Wilder is already, 32 years old? Wilder, you're 32 years old. Like I said, I hate to keep on bringing it up, but Al Heyman did Deontay Wilder a disservice, or whoever, Shelly Finker, whoever running the show, when he should have fought Charles Martin before Charles Martin fought Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, Joshua's a paper champion. He's only a paper champion because Fury got released of the belts. Well, Fury was on drugs. Fury was out of the game. Fury was not holding himself up as being a heavyweight champion. He was unbecoming of a heavyweight champion. So the belts he can't sit on the belts on the couch forever eating chips with the belt right alongside of him. He can't do that. So the belts had to be released. Guess what? Eddie Hearn, being the great promoter that he is, got Anthony Joshua in a position to where he got 3 belts. He got one from Charles Martin. He got one from the guy from New Zealand. I keep on forgetting his name. I'm going to get his name. And he got the other one in a fight with Klitschko. So he was able to beat Charles Martin, beat the guy from New Zealand, and then knock out Klitschko. He knocked out Klitschko and retired Klitschko. As of today, Klitschko is retired. So Anthony Joshua did what he had to do in the ring. Eddie Hearn put him in a position to do what he did in the ring. And people keep on saying, well, Wilder started late in boxing. That's true. He started late in boxing. Anthony Joshua also started late in boxing. I believe Anthony Joshua was like 16 years old when he started in boxing. Wilder was like, 19, 20? So they both started late in boxing. So that's no excuse. Wilder also went to the Olympics and won a bronze. You cannot poo-poo that man won a bronze. He was good enough to win a bronze. That means he was good enough. No matter how late he started. Everybody got a path to how they get to places. As long as y'all get to the same place. They both ended up in the same place. Being successful as a heavyweight champion. Holding belts in the heavyweight division. Joshua won a gold. He got 3 belts. Wilder won a bronze. He got the WBC title. They both ended up in the same position. So let's stop that Wilder started late and Joshua started late. They both are here now. Let's talk about the here and now. Like I said, man, everybody had to take that haircut. Lennox took a haircut versus Evander Holyfield, and I believe Lennox probably took a haircut versus Tyson. I have never seen the challenger be so stubborn on wanting 50%. Wilder cannot. Well, they're both edge because he has 3 belts, which is true. He went out and put more work in as far as accumulating titles. So you can say that. I mean, Wilder is not a challenger. I wouldn't call Wilder a challenger, but I wouldn't call Wilder a challenger. But yeah, Anthony Joshua has the edge because he has the most titles. He has the most trinkets of the belts. So to me, Joshua does have a argument about. Listen, I should be the guy that makes the most money. Look, listen, like I said, go listen to the Zone 6 video, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta go pick up my daughter from school, but I'm gonna get up out of here.